Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Happy holiday season, whatever you're doing these days. And if you're celebrating the new year, then I wish you a very happy 2025. I want to just give you some information about how New Year is celebrated here. In case you happen to be in London over the festive period, I think it would be quite exciting. So basically, as you know, the social structures within the UK are a little bit different from those perhaps in other countries. People living in the UK tend to be living very quiet, independent, and very individual lives. We don't really mix well, so we need events and pubs and alcohol which act as social lubricants and allow us to talk to each other. In a city like London, many bars will have New Year parties, and you can go and enjoy a festive drink of alcohol at New Year time. And public transport will run late to ensure that you get home safely. There will also be a number of parties, and after the New Year's celebrations, people will then remain asleep, probably, for a few days just to recover. Outside of the cities and for older people, the situation looks a little bit different. As you move around the villages in the UK, there really isn't much happening. Certainly, there will be pubs having New Year parties, and some young people will be enjoying those. Other people will be drinking alcohol at home alone in order just to remember family and friends they may have lost in the last year. And then, of course, there will be older people who'll be remembering people that they have lost in their lives. New Year is an incredibly sad time for many people. So a whole mixture of emotions. Some people very happy, other people not so happy. In terms of preparation, a lot of cleaning and reorganization will be done in order to welcome in the new year as it approaches. In terms of traditions and superstitions and culture, Scotland and Ireland, and generally speaking the north of England as well, the northern parts of the UK, have slightly different traditions. Those traditions involve opening all the doors and windows to let the old year out and the new year in. There's also a tradition of first footing, that the first person who enters your home brings you good luck. And that tradition varies a little bit around the UK. In some parts, in order to bring good luck, you should be dark-haired and carrying coal and whiskey. And in other places, dark-haired people are welcome, blonde-haired people aren't. Blonde-haired people are welcome in some places, dark-haired people aren't. So the superstition varies a little bit about who represents good luck and bad luck. There's many other superstitions as well, many other traditions that people have. Making a New Year cake, for example, relatives getting together on New Year's Day to celebrate. However, these traditions now are really disappearing as our social structures lessen more and more. I know for me personally, when I was much younger, knocking on your neighbour's door, wishing them Happy New Year was considered, well, a requirement. It was something that you did. Whereas now it's all about, well, I don't like my neighbour, so I'm not going to wish them Happy New Year. And once the day is over, the opportunity to say Happy New Year disappears. Although some people in the workplace, when they return, may be able to extend that a little bit. Other New Year traditions, putting up the mistletoe. The mistletoe is the fruit of the acorn tree, I think it is. You hang it above you and you catch someone under it. And if they walk under the mistletoe, you can steal a kiss. And this was, again, a very old tradition here in the UK, to carry a piece of mistletoe and try to catch somebody under it in order to get a kiss from them. It was something which was innocent, but in these days of not being able to approach people or touch them without their permission, then of course it means that it's another tradition which is in danger of dying. Mistletoe is still for sale though, but usually it's kids who catch their aunt to steal a kiss, rather than people who are looking for any serious affection. New Year is not without politics, of course, and I think what used to happen all across the UK is that all of the TV channels would look to Scotland. They would all go live to Glasgow or Edinburgh, because Scotland was the home of New Year celebrations. Historically, Scotland, the northern part of the UK, was recognised as the place for a party. It was always recognised as the place where New Year was respected. It was something sacred for Celtic people. That all changed in the 1990s, but still I think the northern part of the UK is recognised as being somehow the leader in New Year celebrations. Yes, so regarding politics, our TV channels used to always point to Scotland for the New Year celebrations, and then go over live to the clock at Westminster, Big Ben, and wait for Big Ben to strike 12 chimes. And when it did that, we all would sit in quiet and in reverence, then raise glasses to wish each other a happy new year. Of course, now that doesn't happen. Each of the four nations, which have certain degrees of autonomy these days and independence, they don't look to Big Ben anymore. They go over to their own clocks. In, I think, Scotland last year, the live chiming of the bell was from Stirling Castle, which is an ancient castle which was involved with the battles of William Wallace and Robert the Bruce. And English people, of course, looked to Big Ben. I don't know where Welsh people were looking. I'm sure they have a clock somewhere. And the same with Northern Ireland. So nobody wants to look to London these days. So very political, the New Year celebrations. I see the King did his Christmas speech from a disused hospital chapel, which was all a little bit bizarre. And this was his way of saying thanks to those who work in the health profession, because they're all threatening to go on strike, I think. Not that the King's speech would make any difference. So that's something which happened around Christmas time. As far as I know, the royals don't do speeches for New Year, but no doubt our politicians will. And then, of course, we have the new American president coming in on January 5th. So it's all go. And the world looks like it's about to enter into some other kind of transition. I don't know what that is or what it's going to look like, but certainly things are changing quickly, aren't they? Just to give you a quick update about weekly lessons and resuming podcasts. Well, as you know, I'm reviewing what I'm currently doing on social media, and the weekly lesson will be coming back on the 5th of January. That'll be the published date of my next one. So that's a week on Sunday. If it's not this coming one, but the following one, we always say a week on. So a week on Sunday, January 5th, we'll see the return of the weekly lesson. From what I can see, looking at the statistics of who listens to my daily podcasts, some of you, a few of you, very few of you, listen to it religiously every day for its duration. But unfortunately, I can see on YouTube and I can also see on Spotify that most of you kind of listen to bits of it, but not all of it. So I'm probably going to shorten the podcasts or put them out less than daily, maybe twice or 3 times a week, and increase the number of YouTube shorts, which will be coming through my YouTube channel. That's probably what's going to happen, but don't worry, because my weekly lesson and my podcasts will still mean that you'll have plenty to do if you are interested in continuing your studies. So plenty to see, plenty to do. The podcast lengths may change, or the duration of how often they come out. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet, but either they won't be coming out daily, or they'll be daily in a much shorter way, and YouTube Shorts seem to get many more hits than my podcasts do, although shorter podcasts might also be what the future holds. Not many of you gave me feedback, unfortunately, so I don't know exactly what you need, but looking at the statistics, I think a slight adjustment's needed in order to keep you busy, just to make sure that you're getting enough time to listen to all the stuff that I'm producing. Either way, I'll be here in some form or another, YouTube, Spotify, and the other places where you hear me. So no major changes, but just a little bit of a change with either duration or on the dates that I issue things. But we'll talk more about that next week when the weekly lesson comes back. The weekly lesson itself is probably going to change a little bit as well. Right now it's completely written, so there'll be a mixture of things in there. There'll be some weeks written, some weeks it might be an hour of me on video. I might even try and get some special guests in there, although that's not an easy thing to do. So plenty of things coming, plenty of things. And it'll be more multimedia than before as well. We'll see how that goes. But right now, it's time for me to say goodbye. And I wish you all a very happy New Year's celebration, whatever you're doing. I'll be asleep. I don't like New Year. So like a grumpy old man, I will be in bed and I will awake the next day in 2025. That's it. See you all soon. Take care. Bye.